Welcome to Film Fight Insights, where I, Adrian Paul, break down some of the film fights you may or may not have seen. This week we're finalising our reviews on the series of Pirates of the Caribbean. Previously we've taken a look at Dead Man's Chest and The Curse of the Black Pearl, both of which starred Johnny Depp, Keira Knightley and Orlando Bloom, with Gore Verbinski at their helm. After Elizabeth, Will and Captain Barbossa rescue Jack Sparrow from the land of the dead, they must face their foes, Davy Jones and Lord Cutler Beckett. Beckett, now with control of Jones's heart, forms a dark alliance with him and in order to rule the seas and wipe out the last of the pirates. That's his goal. So now Jack, Barbossa, Will, Elizabeth, the Dalma and crew must call the pirate lords from the four corners of the globe, including the infamous Sao Fang, to a gathering. Sounds like something reminiscent of Highlander, really, isn't it? The pirate lords want to release Davy Jones's dismembered lover, or damned lover, should I say, which was kind of dismembered in a sense, the goddess Calypso, one they trapped, but now they need to release her in the hopes that she will help them make a final stand for freedom against Beckett, Jones, Norrington, the Flying Dutchman, and of course the entire East India Trading Company. The scene at the very beginning was very factually correct. Virtually all pirates that were caught were hung, explained Peter Twist, who actually was, he explained the hierarchy of pirates, the ship, and of course some pirate language as well. I actually didn't know they had any, and he was actually a historian of pirates. One of the iconic moments in A World's End is when Jack Sparrow finds himself in purgatory, or what has been lovingly named the Davy Jones locker scene. The scene was filmed at Bonneville Salt Flats in Utah. The whole idea was to stick Jack, a captain of the ship, with his ship in the worst possible place imaginable, an expanse of nothingness truly representing the doldrums at sea that captains of a ship dreaded. But then the best laid plans can be, and are often, sidetracked by something you hadn't planned for. And in this case it was rain. When you see Jack realise he needs to get back one way or another, he's led by a bunch of crabs disguised as stones. There's great visual effect, and again the production based the idea on the real life phenomenon of the sailing stones, where the stones are actually influenced to move by a combination of ice, water and wind. When Jack realizes that the only way they can get back from Davy Jones's locker is to do it at the moment of the green flash, when the sun touches the sky, he realizes to accomplish it, the ship has to be upside down. To achieve the level of explosions, fights and action in these final sequences meant a lot of pre-planning and post-production brilliance. The actual battle was a first major scene shot with 10 weeks of nothing but sword fighting on a Black Pearl and the Flying Dutchman, both set, as I said, on angles, with rain constantly pouring down. Now, with Davy Jones trying to get the locker back from Jack Sparrow, inside which was his heart, the ensuing battle was obviously part CGI, part stuntman and part actor action, but spectacular in its execution. As Jack swings from one position to the next, closely followed by one pirate or another, and then caught by Jones, humour and the stunts came thick and fast. One guy kicked from his rope, another one cut down, and a third, which was the cleverest one, was when Jack was about to be sandwiched by one coming from one direction and one coming from the other, and he just chooses to let go of the rope, resulting in the two pirates clashing with each other and whirling around like wet spaghetti. Of course, there is also high drama. The death of Will, for instance, was unexpected by audiences, and the resulting return as captain of the Flying Dutchman was satisfying, not only because he still lived, but because he comes back to help the Black Pearl decimate the smug Cutler Beckett and his ship. Of course, the villain had to get what was coming to him. So I think this was an interesting process, because this brings us to a close in the whole reviews for Pirates of the Caribbean, because it's been an exciting series. It's one of the most successful film franchises to date, and if you like pirate movies, or even if you don't The level of expertise in technical know-how, acting, visual effects, costumes and musical score gets this franchise a resounding 10 out of 10 from me. And of course there are the films that didn't do so well, but you could never keep something come back as good as its predecessor. Everybody always compares it. So thank you for watching and supporting us on Patreon. We intend it to be as interesting as the sword that Will made for Commodore Norrington. We too will turn up again, just the same way the sword does when Beckett returns it to Norrington upon his assignment as Admiral. But wait! Could we match the level of complexity and planning? The next time we see it, it's when Norrington stabs Davy Jones with it as his answer to Jones's question, do you fear death? Jones takes it, nice sword, and uses it in the final battle. Sparrow then knocks it from Jones's hand during the battle to the deck of the Dutchman, where it's found by one of the Beckett soldiers. While admiring it, the soldier is killed by Jones, who takes it back and later uses it to stab Will Turner through the heart. The sword is last seen in Will's chest as his father goes to remove his heart, but it has been rumoured that when Will and the Dutchman return, Will has the sword on his waist, and this is the sword in the sand on the beach alongside Elizabeth's at the end. Well, I hope our journey is as interesting, and I hope you stick around to find out. This is Adrian Paul, and I'll see you again.